Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Twang Tuesday edition. Today's show, Oilers versus Sabres. Tell me again how my doubting the Eagles is a bad idea. Phillip Rivers making a comeback. Vinny Testaverde must be just around the corner. And MLB's winter meetings are a go. What will the Jays do? The Lowdown is brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Hurry in for their Wish and Win event. Everyone's a winner. You're guaranteed a minimum $500 bonus on your new vehicle purchase. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. As you know, we are live on YouTube and Sports 1440 online, sports1440.ca, iHeartRadio and Radio Player Canada. Apple and Spotify podcast house the show afterwards, and we tweet it out on X. On Twitter, we're at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, at jfenwick04, and Donovan Paulson. Our guest today, Heather Engel from NHL.com at 1 o'clock. We'll talk about the Buffalo Sabres. We'll talk about the Oilers through the entire 2 hours, and we'll have declinations as well coming up at 1:40. It's time for the introductions. His spirit animal is the rabbit. Friendly, loving, and runs funny when startled. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick.
Runs easily while startled. Very true.
Well, I said funny, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
But have you seen it? Like, my dog chases rabbits and has no chance because the rabbit darts, right? And my dog just is, she can't see. She's old. It's sad.
My dog, childhood dog, used to do the same thing. I used to walk him down our street, no leash, when we were finished the walk.
Yeah.
God, he was so old, like he couldn't really move. He saw a rabbit. I was slower than him, and I had to run into a neighbor's backyard and like carry him home because he burnt himself out.
Dogs are the best. All right. His spirit animal is the black mamba. Intelligent, aggressive. If you see one in the wild, it's already too late. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Donovan Paulson. Donovan Paulson.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I thought there were several I was going to do. Others were too cruel. You know, this one was fair, I think.
Yeah. Like your one last week was fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always manage to make them fair, but the team I'm going after again today, God damn it, the Dodgers again.
Oh, they're terrible. They're terrible.
I hate you, Dodgers.
Yeah, me too.
Diaz.
But it was a fair price, and you got to give them credit. If the Pirates aren't going to spend money, if the Mets aren't going to spend money, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. His spirit animal is the chimpanzee. Highly intelligent, problem solver, will knock phones out of your hand, and has many teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Declan Krueger. Declan Krueger.
My spirit animal is a fox.
They're very smart.
Yeah, and good looking. Wee mama.
Well, I hadn't thought of that, but now that you mention it, it is definitely a
first
factor.
thing that came to my mind.
All right, so we'll start here because the Oilers are playing, but there's a lot going on, so we're going to get to this quickly and then move on. Buffalo Sabres are just like, it's like Groundhog Day. Remember the decade of darkness? Well, the Sabres decided that they'd like to go for the 2 decades of darkness, and they are definitely there. They've got talent. They're going to trade it. Alex Tuch will go. Probably a goaltender will go. In 1,000 words or less, what's wrong with the Buffalo Sabres?
Everything. I mean, like coaching is wrong. Roster construction is wrong. You could talk about the Buffalo Sabres and what's wrong for hours.
Yeah.
Like they're a franchise that is directionless. They trade away their young players when they are just blossoming into what they eventually become. The Buffalo Sabres are going to be tearing it down again.
Yeah.
They are last in the Eastern Conference. They are fourth last in the NHL standings. Like they're just a dumpster fire, and
not getting better.
What has to happen in Buffalo for them to finally pull their heads out of their keisters and finally turn this ship around? Like they have so much talent,
and their owner is also the Bills owner, and they do well over there. So this is hockey ops. I think. I mean, I can't blame the owners exclusively anyway.
You can't blame the Pagulas, but you can look at the Pagulas for the fact of what the hell are they doing in keeping it's Kevin Adams as the GM?
Yeah.
Why? Why is he still the GM? What has he done that's shown you, yeah, I'm capable of making quality, smart hockey decisions that always work out? Like Kevin Adams has done. I mean, for Buffalo, the Ryan McLeod trade's probably a little bit of a win-win. For both teams, I would view that as a win-win. I mean, Jason Zucker was kind of a win free agent signing, but after that, like, give me 3 other moves where Kevin Adams
and he's wasting so much talent.
Quality GMs. Like you're wasting Dahlin, you're wasting Thompson.
Power.
Alex Tuck. Like there's so much talent on that roster. Man.
My hope is that Tuck gets to Edmonton here by the deadline. Declan, we have the CFL schedule and the Elks signing Cody Fajardo. Some interesting news in CFL world and Elks world today.
Yeah, absolutely. Season's going to open on the 6th on the road against the Red Blacks. They play week 1 of a bye week 2, and then home opener is going to be June 20th versus Montreal. Went over that today on Elks 101. Great show. Yeah, Cody, that's the big news, man. QB1 is back in the building. This was a guy Coach Killam really, really high on. Listen, they didn't make the playoffs, but turned the season around once he got in, played well. Struggles with the deep ball. Never been a gunslinger, but he was absolutely the best option for the team last season. That goes without saying. I mean, listen, if you want to say, hey, we could have got Bo Levi Mitchell in free agency, yeah, okay, sure, that would be an upgrade. That'd be like, hey, if we could get Andre Vasilevsky in free agency, that would be an upgrade on Stuart Skinner. Sure, things don't really work like that. This was the best option for the club. He's back through 2026. Really, really happy about this deal, and I think Edmonton, under his tutelage for 1 year, I think Edmonton's going to be in a great spot.
I don't like, ideally, I think if you've got 17 or 18 weeks, you'd like a break at week 6 and, maybe 11 and 15 or something like that.
Totally agree.
But it's 2-13 and 17. That seems like it's unfair.
I think is it 2-13 and 17? I thought it was 2-13 and 18.
Or maybe
either way, weird schedule. It just sucks. Like you play one game on the road, get the cobwebs off, then you get them right back on. Like it's just, I don't know. It's weird.
Just weird.
It is. And how about this? They're playing a game in Kelowna. That's going to be pretty cool.
I think they should, at the beginning of the year, they should make the first 3 to 4 weeks everybody plays, and then you can start with your staggered weeks off. I know it doesn't work mathematically. I don't care. Speaking of, yesterday, several texters texted us at 833-401-1440. We welcome you to do that. 833-401-1440. Lowetide's a bad Eagles fan because he always talks negatively. Okay, well, come at me today, would you? I love the quarterback. I love Hurts, and I'm not going to blame him on the OT interception, but they're not playing well. Nobody can argue. Nobody can tell me the Eagles are playing well. Go ahead. Try telling me that.
I don't think anybody could tell you they're playing well. Their defense is playing pretty well, but am I mistaken? That was the only over 20-yard run of Saquon's season last night? Am I right?
It might be.
Or is there one other? Either way, Saquon Barkley, if you can't make Saquon look good offensively, I don't know what your chances of winning are. Like they're a shell of themselves.
I said they were going to lose last night, and they did. And part of it is that they are not creative. It was a great pass. I think it was still on to Smith late in the fourth or in overtime. It was just a terrific pass. 3rd and long. It was crazy long. And he throws a gorgeous pass and I'm like, okay, more of that. And then they are just not creative this year. They're going to have to fire their OC.
You mean the one that AJ Brown drops in the end zone?
No, it was over the middle. And it was a gorgeous pass and a great catch, and it got them a first down in tough situations.
Oh yeah,
But it just does not happen enough. And that's the ball game. Quarterback throws a seam pass and it arrives perfectly as the receiver gets there. That's the NFL. It's a really tough league. And the Eagles somehow have lost the wand after having it for a Super Bowl season and then at least part of this year.
I'm watching them and I'm watching Jalen Hurts right now, and I'm not going to criticize Jalen Hurts too much.
Oh, I will.
Well, he was terrible last night. But I will say my one big problem with Hurts is sometimes he's the refusal to take the nice, easy pickup play.
Right.
Like there was a couple times. There was a couple times last night where, and this has been all season long, where you have AJ Brown for a little quick hitter right over the middle for 7 yards.
No.
You had him wide open for a couple nice, easy 7-yard pickups, and then you just end up stalling out and you drives over 3 and out, or you pick up 1 first down. They refuse to take the easy play at times, and that's really killed them for me a little bit. And then Jalen Hurts, we know he's good, but man, has he looked bad, and man, has the offensive coordinator kind of hindered him. They're struggling, and I don't know if there's the signs of
don't fire
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, don't fire the quarterback. And Levi says, don't take franchise advice from a Dolphins fan. So I'm going to move it over to Declan.
Whoa.
On the way to Josh.
Hey,
you were going to say a few things about.
Well, listen, I just want to get this
Hurts
off my chest really quickly, because Triple C in a Truck, who's our famous LeBron hater, he's also kind of dipped his feet into hating on Josh Allen, and he likes to text in about how all Josh Allen does is turn the ball over and how he leads the league in interception, like this, that, and the other thing. And then when Jalen Hurts is in a primetime game where the season is falling apart and everyone is pointing at the Eagles saying, what's going on? Can they right the ship? These aren't the same Eagles. All eyes are on them to get a win against an also depleted Chargers team. He goes out there and throws 4 interceptions, including the game-sealing interception. He has 2 turnovers on 1 play. The first player to do.
Wild.
Oh my goodness, first player to do that since I think it was either 71 or 78. And this is really the nail in the coffin on Jalen Hurts' garbage performance last night. One of the worst I've ever seen, by the way. If he spiked the ball into the field every single play, he would have had a higher passer rating than he finished with. Now, I'm not saying this. Are we going to start having the conversation about, hey, bad quarterbacks can win Super Bowls because Jalen Hurts did it? I don't know. You tell me. But that was a dog performance. Just an absolute stinker when you needed it most. Jalen, we needed you. Jalen, we needed you to be QB1. Where were you? What did you do? Oh, you threw 4 interceptions and also fumbled the ball on a play. Do you know how hard it is to fumble the ball on a play when you throw an interception? It's a special kind of terrible. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a terrible quarterback, but he was a special kind of terrible last night.
Josh.
But adding on to what Declan said, he had a lower passer rating than Jake Brosmer did against the Seahawks last week. And we know how generationally terrible that performance was. So it was a really tough watch. The fact that the Chargers didn't run away with it, I was going to say it's shocking, but Justin Herbert has a broken wrist and is still slinging the ball. What he did last night is nothing short of impressive to have only one arm. He was handing the ball backwards. Yeah. He was handing it with his throwing arm. So it was a fun watch, but sorry about your Eagles tie.
No, well, that's fine. The only thing I'll push back on is I'm not going to rip Hurts for being a bad quarterback who won a Super Bowl. I think he's way better than that. He's not having a good year. We've talked about the play calling and the fact that it's 3 and out a lot. There's a problem there in Philadelphia, but I'm not going to bury Jalen Hurts.
And I was harsh on him. He's not actually as bad as I made it out to be. And Triple C in a Truck. Devout fan of the show, great guy, devout texter. I just wanted to give him the business back a little bit.
The Dodgers have signed Edwin Diaz to a 3-year, $69 million contract. The question I have is the Mets are a team that kind of could use that. And the word we got was that they offered 3 years, 66, and they can't go an extra $3 million. Cohen's the big money guy. What's going on there? I think people who rip on the Dodgers today, I'm going to rip right back, because the Dodgers do spend the money. And not even the Mets would spend a little extra for the guy you could say is the best closer in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the numbers last year and he was the best closer in the game. You can't rip on the Dodgers for just giving fair market price for a guy who is, I mean, the elite of the elite closer. Like anytime one of those guys comes available and you have a weakness in your pen, you should be all over a guy like Edwin Diaz. And to lose out for the Mets, you're Steve Cohen. You have some of the deepest pockets in the world. And you're looking at Edwin Diaz and you're trying to be cheap, and you just paid Devin Williams at a 4.7 ERA, $51 million over 3 years. What are we doing? Why are you being cheap over the closer? You should have been cheap over Devin Williams.
Yeah, it's nutty to me. All right, really quickly, because we got to take a break. Philip Rivers, 44 years old, hasn't played in the NHL since 2020 COVID season. Is signing to be the quarterback. Indianapolis Colts, they need a quarterback. I remember George Blanda, who was a quarterback. He played, but he was a kicker by the time he was 44. I don't recall how old was Brady when he retired?
It was like 42 or 43.
Okay, so 44, is that like, if he plays as a quarterback, is that close to the? It's got to be close to the record.
It's a great question.
Because Blanda was not a quarterback. If he quarterbacked after 44, it would have been like, 5 throws in a year sort of thing. He was the kicker by then.
Blanda was 48.
Tom Brady was 45, sorry.
Yeah.
45. Okay.
And Blanda was 48 when he played.
Okay. Declan came in and used sign language to tell us that he was 45.
Connor.
So it's Brady. It's Brady.
No, it's Blanda at 48.
No, but how old was Brady when his last season?
45.
Yeah. So Blanda was a kicker at 48. So he doesn't really qualify, right?
No, he played as a quarterback.
Did he play 12 games, 12 starts?
It was 3 in that 75 season.
So 3 starts.
At 48.
Okay. And we count that?
I mean, he played 3 games.
All right. Seems to me that, it was, I don't remember who the quarterback was for the Raiders at that time.
Here's a great tweet, by the way. Philip Rivers has been out of the league for 5 years and still isn't as old as Tom Brady was in his final season.
That's true. And Rivers was we can agree he was a great quarterback.
Very good.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, though. Like, if you're one of the practice squad quarterbacks out there in the league who's eligible to be picked up, how bad do you feel that you're getting passed over for Philip Rivers right now?
I told Donovan this when we came in here, and Brandon brought it up on Fantasy Frenzy, but JJ Watt tweeted out in a production meeting that Philip Rivers has been coaching his son Gunner, and they've been running the Colts offense all year, and he's been sitting down and crushing film with Shane Steichen to help improve, I guess, Gunner's offense. So he's very familiar with the scheme that the Colts are running. Dare I say, he may be elite for the next 3 weeks.
I love it. That would be great. It would be a great story, right? We'd all love that.
It would be excellent. And
so fun.
Somewhere there would be a younger Connor Halley inside of the current Connor Halley, and he would be like a little boy again.
But what if he comes back, he's really good, and they win the Super Bowl? How would Halley feel then?
Well, then Halley, I think
Could you imagine?
he would be super excited because then he finally gets to watch Philip Rivers, but then he would be devastated all at the same time.
Yeah, I think he'd be torn.
He would be torn.
Yeah.
His prediction was they're going to win the Super Bowl and they're going to beat the Chargers on the way to winning it.
All right, we'll take a break. On the way, what's the explanations at 1:40 today?
Yeah, so we can do this, 2 ways. It's hi, my name is.
Yes.
So we can either do the 7 clues or we can do it 20 question style.
What do we like, boys? I like 20 questions.
I liked the 20 question style.
Let's do 20.
All right, 20
Huge.
questions. Rumors on the way. We've got all kinds of Oilers talk, and I promise we will get to it. At 1 o'clock today, we're going to talk to Heather Engel from NHL.com about the Sabres. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Black Friday deals continue at the Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more, up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. Don't wait for the crowds. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets, the countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vimy and Donnan have to offer. Visit vimyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Take the river.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. wolfgmcbuick.com.
Their Wish and Win event at wolfgmcbuick.com. Twang Tuesday. Oh, Willie Nelson. Man, there is an artist. You want to hear a great Willie Nelson song that nobody remembers because he wasn't, wildly popular at that time. It's called Me and Paul, about 1970. It's about being on the road and a country musician who's not famous. And, man, that's a great record. Okay, it is time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. We believe you should create your own electricity. Let's build a brighter, sustainable future with GreatCanadianSolar.com. Edmonton Oilers play the Buffalo Sabres tonight. I think most people think this is going to be a win. Buffalo does tend to play the Edmonton Oilers hard, but the Oilers are on a roll right now. They had 4 lines going against Winnipeg the other night. The pairings looked better. Stuart Skinner played well, and we'll update as we go along today in terms of what's happening, what's expected to be happening. That's an interesting story. The Edmonton Oilers, I have them projected to go 9-3-3, and they're a long way from it. I mean, the month just started, and they began with a loss. But if they were to win tonight, they would go to 3-1-0. And it was our learned friend, Declan Krueger, who said that he thought they could run the table. And that's difficult. They did lose against Minnesota, but they played well. And if they go 4-1-0, I think most Oilers fans would be pretty pleased by that. The Blackhawks has recalled Dominic Toninato. Jason Zucker is going to miss significant time. Sabres winger going to miss time after sustaining an undisclosed injury in last night's 7-4 loss to the Flames. That's from Lindy Ruff. Ruff should be in trouble, like in terms of his coaching, but there's no real information or news on that. But But look, they're in a tough division, but this season is kind of bleeding out for Buffalo.
He should have been in trouble last year. I was shocked he wasn't fired at the end of last year. There's a guy who clearly lost the room. Like, clearly.
Well, they're like, I don't know what the direction is, and if they fired the coach, maybe investing time in discovering, who it might be would be the idea, because they've lost 3 in a row. They're 4-6-0. They're in the bottom of the Atlantic, and in terms of the conference, they're last there again too. So, like, this is a team that is, I mean, if you want the number 1 overall pick, you might want to get the job in Buffalo because you might have him next year.
And Kevin Adams, I'm sorry to Kevin Adams, seems like a good guy, but man, does he need to go. Like, Kevin, I don't know how him and Lindy Ruff still have jobs. Like, I understand they are in that point where it's like, we don't want to fire another round of people, because they're
there.
But that you have, like, at some point you have to realize that these guys are just not good at their jobs and you have to fire them. I know you want a little bit of stability. I know you want to finally create a culture and let somebody be there for long enough that they can put their stamp on it. But when someone's stamp is so clearly bad and the wrong decision, you just got to let them go.
Yeah. We talked about this Philip Rivers deal, the Colts and Rivers, and I, like, ordinarily I wouldn't bring it up again because we just talked about it. But Declan, like, historically speaking, we always talk about, okay, I'm trying to bring up Marc-Andre Fleury because I think it'd be a great option for the Oilers, even though he's retired. But for a quarterback who's been out of the league this long, what are your thoughts on, does he have anything left? He must, because they signed him, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess he's got a little something left in the tank for the Colts to go out there and sign him. Listen, he played for the Colts like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever it was. And it didn't work out then. And all he's done since then is sit on the shelf and get rusty and get a heck of a lot older and be out of the game and be out of training. So I don't know what the mindset there is in terms of thinking it's just going to magically flip a switch. Listen, sometimes it's not sometimes it's not the best guy. It's just the guy who's better than who you have on deck. And that's really the only situation the Colts can find themselves in right now.
Josh, what do you think about it? Rivers going there?
All things considered, could have been worse. You could have just wrote it out with, I guess they can't even write it out with Riley Leonard because he's injured. I don't know. I would have gone for a younger guy like a Taylor Heineke.
And you could still do that, but I mean,
you could still, but like, I understand the allure of bringing in a Philip Rivers. He's played for your franchise already.
This is disappointing though, right? Because guys, the Colts looked like they were going somewhere not long ago.
Oh, it's so disappointing.
Yeah.
And this is, crushing. And by the way, Struddy, my friend Jason Strudwick, he DM'd me yesterday after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ordinarily, I don't read DMs live on the air because, there's a certain amount of, trust that you have to go back and forth. But he said, watching the Eagles play last night actually made me feel better about being a Giants fan for a few minutes. And I said, you know what? They're so bad. Man, it was a Keystone. It was a comedy. And I looked at it like that. But in the NFL, when your quarterback goes down, as is in the case with the Colts, like the Eagles have problems. There's no doubt about it. But they have a quarterback, and they have, as they were at a Super Bowl. This could be fixed. With the Colts getting this close with a really good team and then having their quarterback go away and have really nothing to back it up. That's tough.
Oh, yeah. And we did have a question coming from MTR about Rivers and if it resets his Hall of Fame candidacy. It does.
Yeah.
Because, he's coming back. He's going to play. He was one of, I guess, 26 semifinalists for potential Hall of Fame honors, but this resets it. So now he's going to have to wait a while longer whenever he wraps it up again this year. But I don't know, fellas. What do you think, like, relatively to Joe Flacco, what do we think Philip Rivers is going to look like?
Worse, just simply because he's been out of it. Like, you can't be out of it for 5 years.
He's going to take a hit and not get up.
Oh, he's going to take a hit and his knees are going to explode into dust.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be mobile at all. He's not going to have, your ability to read a defense doesn't go away, but your ability to get the ball out sure takes a hit like that. He's going to be able to see plays he could make in his prime, no questions asked, and not be able to make them.
That's totally fair. I don't think he'll be as good as Flacco. And Flacco, the last 2 years, has looked pretty brutal.
Serviceable.
That's tough. Want to talk a little bit about Fajardo? What does the quarterback room look like in Edmonton with him signed? Who would you like to see, or do you think will be in that quarterback room? Because they're moving on from Trey Ford, right?
Yeah, Trey's out. Obviously, Cody's the starter. It'll be interesting to see if Cole Snyder kind of slides into a backup role, I should say. And then, listen, the third string guy, maybe even the backup, depending what happens with Cole, probably not on the roster right now. No, but it's Cody's court. It's Cody's position. He's good.
He's a good. Like, we can all agree. All jokes aside, he's a really good quarterback.
I don't know if I'd say really good. He's a good quarterback.
Does he won a Grey Cup?
He's won a Grey Cup and Grey Cup MLP not too long ago.
And he can move. I mean, he's not fast like he was when he started in Saskatchewan, but he can move, right?
Yeah, he. I wouldn't say he's quick, but he's smart with his.
What's the criticism of him? Size, can't make the wide pass. What?
No, I can't throw a deep ball. Can't throw a deep ball at all. I guess like the biggest thing would be, I just want to pull up his biggest thing would be like his accuracy. He's a very accurate quarterback, and that's awesome. But when you can't stretch the field, it does act as a legitimate hindrance. And like, listen, I like Cody. Cody's never thrown for 20 touchdowns in a season. His best season ever passing the ball was 18 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Last year in Edmonton, where to his credit, he did come in and turn the season around. I mean, it was still only 14-7, So it's like, it's things like that. He's a good quarterback. He's QB1 as he should be. I'm excited about it.
Would you try to get a really good young quarterback who could grow into the role, if that were available via trade or, somebody from your negotiation list?
Yeah. Like you'd look at the neg list for sure. Cause when you look around the rest of the league, like I think most young quarterbacks right now are honestly, they're already playing, or there is a succession plan with the team they're on, right? Like Davis was evidence of that in Montreal. We saw what he's done there. So yeah, listen, it's gonna be Cody for another year. Maybe we'll see what happens after this extension. Maybe he signs another 1-year extension, but it'll be Cody for a year, and then it'll probably really be gut check, look into the pool time and figure it out.
Just so you remember, in the Canadian Football League, anything can happen. Tom Wilkinson came up with Toronto, the Argonauts, and then they cut him and he went to BC. They cut him, and on his way back home to the States, he stopped into Edmonton for a quick look-see, and he's still here. So the CFL is a funny, funny league. In the Major Leagues of Baseball, we talked about the Edwin Diaz signing by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers get everything, but there's a little cheapness going on in some of these other MLB cities. The Phillies have signed Kyle Schwarber to a 5-year deal, $150 million. Seems like a high number for a DH, but he's really damn good.
Well, for a guy who can give you 50 home runs potentially every year, he is an absolute beast, right? Like Kyle Schwarber, if Shohei Ohtani doesn't exist, he probably wins your MVP as a DH, which is crazy to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like that deal for the Phillies. I know the Pirates were in quotation marks.
Yeah.
They offered, I don't know if anyone saw it, but there was all this reporting about the Pirates being in and making an offer. It's funny how you never hear about anyone else making offers except the Pittsburgh Pirates, because they're trying to
it was also
make it look
4 years and 100 or million or something.
Yeah, it was $100 million.
Yeah.
$50 million less than what he ends up getting. The Pirates are just so cheap. They're trying to make it look like they're not cheap. Like they're trying to sell their fan base on, oh, we're so close. Oh, we're trying. And then in reality, they're $50 million lowball.
Well, it's like you and I offering Kate's $300 million for the Oilers. We did make a substantial offer, but it was well short of the goal.
But great move by the Phillies.
Yeah. In the NBA, I want to go around whoever wants to talk about it here. LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, said he's going to stay. He's going to stay with the Lakers and finish the season. What are your thoughts?
Well, I guess Deck and I were wrong, but you know what? Things changed. They traded Anthony Davis in the middle of the night, also represented by Rich Paul, to the Mavericks.
Like, my thing is, listen, I'm sure Rich does believe that now. We saw Luka Doncic get traded in the middle of the night. Like LeBron, hate to tell you, man, in year 23, you're not untouchable anymore. And if the Lakers feel like they can move you, they will move you.
Anthony Davis supposed to be or expected to be traded, and the Raptors are one of the teams involved. Do you like that?
No, God, no. I just
know where I love him, Atlanta.
Also rumored to be going to Atlanta.
Giannis. But I just like Anthony Davis, number 1 overall pick, has been a great player over his career, but he hasn't played a near full season since like 2020, I think, and he just doesn't have the legs literally, he doesn't have the legs anymore because they're always getting injured.
He would make the Raptors better.
Oh, without a doubt. He'd make every team better, but he'd make every team better for half the games of the season.
If you're the Raptors, though, that's almost like you're almost chill with that.
Yeah, I guess
a nice
so.
Attention getter for the fans. I mean,
absolutely.
Excited about it.
But like, I just question. Obviously, he can be your best player. I don't know if he can be your best player on a team that wants to win the NBA championship, especially when the OKC plays. But like, there's the best ability is availability, and he does not have that anymore.
Speaking of, Victor apparently will travel with the Spurs, possibly play against LA on Wednesday night in the NBA Cup quarterfinal. You happy to have him back?
That would rule.
I want him to stay healthy so bad. Like, if this career and this trajectory gets marred by injuries, I might never be the same because we'll be missing out on such greatness.
That's true. It does hurt when you start tracking a career and the player ends up being hurt all the time. It sort of does take the bloom off the rose a little bit.
Brandon Roy. That's mine. Rest in peace to Brandon Roy's career. The Minnesota Timberwolves legend.
The Dodgers had a great pitcher, Fernando Valenzuela, and Tommy Lasorda just pitched the hell out of him, like 300 innings just all the time. And so his career didn't last as long as it should have. But that guy could pitch on like 3 days rest. He was a freak. And I don't think he's ever going to make the Hall of Fame, but he should. Anything that we've missed, there was lots going on. So if I missed something, speak now or forever hold your peace.
What about the Tigers GM saying that he doesn't believe in untouchable assets, and if they can't get a Tariq Skubal deal done, that he's going to get dealt?
Yeah, you have to.
Well, you have no choice because, like, they're not going to win the World Series. They can't upgrade the roster enough to win the World Series in 26. So you have, you know what team he could go to, and you're going to be mad. He is going to come out of his shell. I will get punched in the next 10 seconds.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. No, I mean, it's perfect.
I know
they got everything. They could offer Emmett Sheehan and like an outfielder and a reliever and $5 million. I mean, they could offer a lot. And I just think everybody else is sitting on their hands and not thinking about what it could be. Like, if you're the Yankees, if you're the Mets, if you're any team that's really good, Phillies, Tariq Skubal, blow everything you've got on this guy because he's that good and then sign him.
I don't think the Dodgers have the most pressing need. I think the teams that I would circle and say these are the front runners in my mind, at least, would be the New York Mets. They definitely have the prospects to get themselves a Tariq Skubal. And then I would say probably I would look to a team like the Phillies and say that would be a great ad for them. The Yankees, for sure. The Dodgers would be like my number 5 team. Like, they just don't need him. Like, they could absolutely get him.
Okay.
But do they need him?
This is going to be whatever sets it off the line. Would you be mad enough to punch a wall if the Dodgers get him?
Yes.
The Dodgers are going to get him. All right. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing-based wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold. You got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy corn hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "where'd I put my phone" moment.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
He's a winner.
Sweet.
She's a winner too.
Right.
Everyone's a winner during Wish and Win at Wolf GMC Buick. Every single customer is guaranteed at least a $500 bonus with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. At Wolf GMC Buick, we also have 0% financing up to 84 months on most of our popular SUVs and trucks. And we're clearing out remaining 25s, including cash discounts up to $10,000 on a great selection of Sierra HDs. 90 seconds east of the Henday. Wolf GMC Buick, where everyone wins.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off a $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks Tech Jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at JobSite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
JobSite Workwear. Tough people, tough jobs.
Breaking down the fine art of sports, one rep at a time. The Lowdown with Lowetide. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
$14.40, presented by Wolf GMC Buick. Hurry in for their Wish and Win event going on right now at wolfgmcbuick.com. Heather Engel will be our guest from NHL.com to talk about those Buffalo Sabres coming up at about 20 minutes or so, a little after 1 o'clock. Eddie Cheddar says regarding Fernando Valenzuela, Tommy Lasorda pitched him so hard he ended up in Edmonton. Cheers. I remember that day. I got a call from my friend Tim saying, Al, can you make it down to the park? Valenzuela's starting tonight. I'm like, what? And I couldn't, but he did. Ty, does Dale Murphy deserve being in the Hall of Fame? Major League Baseball, Robin West. I think he's just a little shy. 2 MVPs, I think. I the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is the hardest one to get into. Ask Barry Bonds. But I think that my favorite player as a kid, Rusty Staub, didn't make it into the Hall. And if you look at the numbers, he was shy. And I think Murphy was a little bit shy too. Murphy was on his way to the Hall of Fame when injuries kind of impacted his cumulative numbers, his like career numbers. And I think that's why he's shy. But he's so popular, I wouldn't be surprised if he got in.
Him and Matt Holliday for me are like the two best examples of Hall of very, very good.
Yeah.
They're just smidge out.
Yeah.
Like if they would have had maybe one more fantastic season, maybe one more, they would have got in. But like you look at it, usually kind of goes by war, right? In baseball. And Matt Holliday is like basically 40. His nearest makes no difference, 45. And Dale Murphy is 46.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're just
a little
smidge off.
Right. Like Mike Trout.
Well, Mike Trout's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's just I think that's the most wasted career in sports.
I did that to irritate Josh, and he didn't even move.
That's the most wasted career.
Listen, all right. Mike Trout, outside of Barry Bonds,
arguably the GOAT,
when he retires, will be the greatest athlete to never win a championship in their lives. Sorry, Dan Marino. Sorry to Charles Barkley and all those guys. Like Mike Trout is so like when you're the Los Angeles Angels and you have undoubtedly the best player on the planet for 10 years, and then you luck into signing the best player that baseball has ever seen, and you have those two guys on the same team, and you fail to make the playoffs. What is wrong with your franchise? Like,
well, I will
what is
say
happening?
The one thing that, and I mean, I agree everything with everything you said, but when we were talking about Dale Murphy, we was talking about a guy whose career reached a certain peak, 2 MVPs, and then kind of went away due to injury. And that is a little bit Mike Trout. I know Mike Trout's going to make the Hall of Fame, but a little bit the last few years of his career, when he's healthy, he's playing. Although this year he was healthy, it wasn't great. But when he's healthy, for the most part, he's been great. He has lost some years to injury.
Undoubtedly, he has. However, in saying this, Dale Murphy, he is basically double the WAR of Dale Murphy.
Oh yeah,
he has 87.5.
Yeah, he's in.
He's in. Like, I mean, he could retire right now and he is in. He could retire at 34 years old and be in, no questions asked. The greatest tragedy in sports is Mike Trout has made the playoffs once.
I know, but through no fault of his own, he had like ridiculous seasons, and the rest of the team was garbage.
Well, and I don't even blame him. Like, it wasn't even greed that kept him in Los Angeles or in Anaheim. It's just simply like they signed Anthony Rendon. You have Shohei Ohtani. You have this promise. You have this idea of, okay, we could be good. We could be really good. We just, we got the World Series MVP and Rendon, or not, whatever.
Well, he was close.
He was really close.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable for the Nationals when they won the World Series.
He was brilliant. He really was.
They had the choice of him or Strasburg. They made a good choice. Yeah. It just, Anthony Rendon just turned out to be like one of the biggest losers ever.
He didn't care. He didn't. Maybe I'll go to the park. I don't know. It kind of loses interest.
Didn't care. And then you have this great possibility. You have this great what if scenario, and then you just suck.
Yeah.
Like you just had no depth. They had all the top end, and then they just had a bunch of these guys hitting 7, 8, 9 that were garbage.
Lazy management.
For 9 straight years, he was top 5 in MVP voting in the AL. Second in his rookie year. In his rookie year, he was second in MVP voting. Yeah. And he could have won. Should have won.
Park Boy Ash says, does Mattingly make the Hall of Fame? I don't think he does. Ordinarily, a Yankee would get a little bit of a push, but I don't think he's close enough. Maybe he will. I hope he wins a World Series ring. He was really close with Toronto last year. I know it's different for players. It wouldn't be as a player, obviously, but I'd like to see him win it. It would be cool if he did. I always liked Mattingly, especially when the Simpsons did the Mattingly. I thought I told you to shave the sideburns. Still like him better than Steinbrenner.
People are trying to compare Mike Trout and Connor McDavid right now. I'm sorry. No.
Well, McDavid isn't injury prone.
And McDavid has also made the Stanley Cup final and made the playoffs most of his career.
Yeah.
Mike Trout has made the playoffs once.
And the thing is that going into the year, when Mike Trout was playing really well, going into the year, they're like, man, there's some holes on this team. Like they were never like the Dodgers had one problem, and they've already addressed it. This is day 2 of the winter meetings. And the Los Angeles Angels just traded for a guy who I had to look it up to see if he played second base, Vaughn Grissom.
Yeah, just not a good player. Like you could go back. The fun game of today is I'm going to go back and look at some of the players that have played with Mike Trout.
Look at their starting rotations. They are bad. Like they are god awful. You know how they decided they were going to fix that right as free agency started? You know what? Let's sign the Jays Scraps and Alek Manoah. You know,
Manoah. Yeah. We don't even know if he's going to pitch.
Like I like their move with Grayson Rodriguez. I thought that was really smart.
That's a good bet. Yeah,
that's a great bet. However, what are the chances? Grayson Rodriguez has missed the last year and a half with arm injuries.
No.
And that's just, that's a giant red flag. However, the talent's there.
Mm-hmm.
But do you trust the Angels to be the team that brings it out? No. I don't.
No. And even if they do, it'll be one guy. Like they've got this habit now where they'll draft a guy and he makes the major leagues, either that, like you draft him in June and by September he's playing like Zach Neto or Shanuel, and they're good players, but they're not. They're Neto is above average MLB. Shanuel is a little bit below average, but they're not stars. Like they don't go. They're kind of meh. They're vanilla.
Yep, that's the best way to describe pretty much their whole roster. Actually, they have just so many guys who are just blah. Like you could look back to even their teams of old, right? And it was, you had Trout at the top, you had Albert Pujols you brought in to be a savior, and then you just
There's a lot of famous people there.
A lot of nothing. Like you had, guy like, no disrespect to a guy like David Freese or a guy like Josh Hamilton, but these are guys coming off of, they were great, they were fun, they had great runs, but then you sign them at the end of their careers and you're expecting greatness.
No.
Like, why? What are we doing? Like they do the stupid thing every time. Like Alek Manoah, stupid move.
No.
Vaughn Grissom, stupid move.
It doesn't help. It doesn't move the needle at all.
Do anything. They're trying to get rebound seasons from guys, and they don't work ever.
It definitely moves the needle, just in the wrong direction.
Brent says, what do you guys think about Aaron Boone's comments about the Jays closing the gap to the Yankees? The Yankees under George Steinbrenner would be a far different team than they are under their son. So you've got to look at Boone's record through that. That said, I've never really been impressed with Aaron Boone as a manager. You may disagree. I just don't think he's all that.
Aaron Boone is just not a good manager. Flat out, he is not. What has Aaron Boone done to show you that he is?
Girardi had the tools, but he also won.
Aaron Boone what Aaron Boone is trying to do. I understand what he was trying to do with his comments. He is trying to say that, there's no reason to panic. This is still a really good baseball team. You're trying to bring the Jays down while also bringing yourself up. That's what any competent manager is going to do. But man, like Boone's, I can't believe he's still there. Actually, he's had so many seasons where I think a better manager probably wins a World Series, to be frank, at some point with that roster.
What is Jason Dominguez? Can he play? Because they seem to be hesitant to put him in the outfield. I know that he's not a great outfielder, but he can't be that bad. I saw Lonnie Smith. I've seen really bad outfielders. So I just think they got to plug him in and just play him.
He is Stevie Wonder out there. He has no idea what's happening. However, he's a good hitter.
He is. He's a switch hitter too, I think.
Yeah, he is.
They got too many lefties, but he can bat either way.
He's a switch hitter, and he wasn't amazing last season. If you look at the pure value, that's dragged down by his inability to defend. That can get better. You can improve a little bit defensively, but you've got to use Jason Dominguez. I think he's going to be a quality major league player. He's still really young. There's still a lot of runway for him. You can't just throw him. The guy to throw out is Anthony Volpe. He sucks.
Well, and Gleyber Torres went to Detroit and hit better.
He did.
I think Volpe might be better off leaving the Yankees.
They need to send him elsewhere because the spotlight on him is that is one of the hottest spotlights in baseball. And Volpe just needs a change of scenery. He needs the pressure relieved off of him. similar to a guy like Gleyber Torres. You take the pressure off of some guys and they're going to have great seasons. I think Volpe, there's still talent there, but if he's going to stay a Yankee, that's a guy who I feel like his career is going to slowly fade away.
Where's Bichette going?
I think it's still Toronto, but the more I see the market for Kyle Tucker shrink, the more I think it's going to be elsewhere.
That could be.
That's
a good point.
Man, like the market for Tucker, you've got to feel like this Phillies move with Schwarber kind of takes them out of the Tucker sweepstakes.
Yeah. Well, Tucker has injury worries, right? A little bit.
A little bit, but I feel like the Dodgers are kind of out. I don't see the fit there like some will. I don't. From the reports, it sounds like they'll go short term with Tucker, not long term. He's going to want long term. I feel like, and I hate saying this based on how many times we've seen the Jays swing and miss, I really feel like there's a better chance than not that Kyle Tucker's a Jay.
What would you do if the Dodgers signed Bichette and traded for Tarek Skubal after signing the closer today?
If they sign Bo Bichette and trade for Tarek Skubal, there is one day where you're not going to see me for a week and you're going to think, is Donovan okay? And the answer to that is I will still be alive. I just won't be doing well. There will be, I will be bedridden. I will be in a deep state of depression, and people will need to check up on me.
Well,
I thought you would have been like passed out on the bar top of first round. You just never would have left for post game. You would have just stayed there.
Yes, I will be bedridden with about 72 empty beer cans spread throughout my bedroom, and I will be watching something on TV that's deeply depressing.
Quickly before we go, the Mets are now reportedly reluctant to go beyond 3 years for Pete Alonso. Alonso had a really good year.
What a mistake.
And, I know he's not a great first baseman, but you can slide him into DH, maybe half of the time DH him. And he's got a great bat, like a great bat. If I were the Yankees, I would sign Alonso and beg him to DH because they need righty bats. He's got power, man. That guy can hit.
David Stearns, he is taking this direction of we need defense. He's going like Toronto Blue Jays prior to last season, where it's like, we just need defense. That's all we need. Pete Alonso, terrible defensively at first base. They trade out Nimmo for Marcus Semien, which is a clear downgrade. They are approaching this as defense will win us more games. Man, not willing to go for over 3 years on Pete Alonso is a huge mistake for a team that
can afford to send him for 5 and then bury the last 2.
You can afford to do anything you want. Money is no object for the New York Mets. You just lost Edwin Diaz. I don't think you can afford to lose Pete Alonso too. I'm telling you, Pete Alonso, sign me up for the Boston Red Sox. That's where I think he's going.
Great fit. And then they could trade Tristan Casas for a load of hay because he can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy, and reportedly they don't like him in the clubhouse either.
Oh, well, there you go. So he could go with Devers. Oh, wait a minute. They already traded him. Okay. On the way, we're going to talk a little Buffalo Sabres. They play tonight. Heather Engel will join us from NHL.com at 1 o'clock. We have Hi, My Name Is on declinations, and we will talk lots of Oilers in the next hour as well. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. It's time for an update with Declan Krueger.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors, Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street. Now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 to 2. And you can also visit customfloorsinc.ca and bring that next flooring project to life. Edmonton Oilers at home tonight as the Buffalo Sabres come to town. Puck drop at 7. Pre-game coverage with Donovan Paulson and Andrew Walker getting underway at 6, and will be Stuart Skinner in the starters net. Edmonton Elks have extended quarterback Cody Fajardo through the 2026 season, and there are 9 other games in the NHL, including games that kick off the action at 5, Tampa and Montreal, New Jersey and Ottawa, and Vegas in New York to take on the Islanders. The late game today in the league, we'll see the Avalanche in Nashville against the Predators. In the NBA, just 2 games today. Miami in Orlando at 4. That line currently Orlando -1.5. And the Knicks in Toronto taking on the Raptors at 6:30. The line for that one, New York at -5.5. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is unretiring to sign with the Colts after both Daniel Jones and Riley Leonard were injured in Sunday's game against the Jags. And free agency news out of the MLB, Kyle Schwarber returning to Philly on a 5-year, $150 million deal, and the Dodgers picking up Edwin Diaz with a 3-year, $69 million deal. That's going to do it for us here in hour one. In hour number two, we'll be joined by Heather Engel. I'm Declan Krueger, and this has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Strudler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Aloha Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Hockey talent from across the globe is coming to Camrose. The Viking Cup returns for the first time in nearly 20 years, December 28th to January 3rd at the Encana Arena. Witness this elite competition between teams from Canada, the USA, and Europe. See the speed, skill, and intensity of world-class hockey right at home. Fully bet packages are on sale now with adult and student pricing available. Get your tickets before they sell out at vikingcup.ca.
Walmart is taking low prices even lower with thousands of holiday rollbacks on now. Get a Mega Constructs Pokemon Pokeball for only $3.97. That's over 55% in savings at Walmart. Shop online and in-store today.
Ugh, seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
The only two things in life that make it worth.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
This is the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Hurry in for their Wish and Win event. Everyone's a winner with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. Very busy hour. We have Hi, My Name Is at 1:40. We will talk Oilers at 1:20. Right now, joined by Heather Engel from NHL.com to talk Buffalo Sabres. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We've been talking about this is a city and a fan base that endured a decade of darkness between like 06 and when Connor McDavid was drafted. And those were long days and long nights. And so Oiler fans have, I think, a lot of feeling for Buffalo Sabres fans and what they're going through. I look at this roster and they should, like, I know this sounds nuts to say, but they should be better. They've got real talent on this team.
Yes, absolutely. Talent is not an issue. Consistency and mental strength within the games and puck management, they should be better than they are. There's just no it's mind-boggling that it's just the same thing keeps happening. There's just like, you can't even explain it.
And there's there's talent here. I mean, we're in Edmonton. We're talking about any team that has like a goaltender who might be available. Well, Lyon, Colton Ellis, UPL. Those are all goaltenders of value. Alec Tuck has a good contract. He's 29. He's scoring like at will basically, and looks like he's going to be a trade piece. Their defense, if you list off all the good young defensemen on this team, you'd be hard pressed to find a team that has better, and yet it's not happening. And so we kind of we careen between replace the coach, replace the manager, and that's probably a year end kind of thing. But the other side of that is, despite their difficulty, specifically on the road, that they're 29 games, 26 points. That's not terrible. The problem is everybody in the division is getting 10 points every 10 games, so catching up is going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's been the issue. At some point, if you don't start getting points, you're going to lose that gap, and especially now where they're out west and other East teams are more or less playing each other, so they're so someone's got to win, and sometimes those games will go to overtime, so everybody gets a point. And it's, being on a season-long 6-game road trip and struggling on the road and not getting any points so far is a problem. They still got, they're halfway through. They've got 3 more games left to go, and who knows what it'll be when they're back home for their next, when they finish up the road trip and play their next home game on December 18th.
And in fairness to this roster, injuries have been an issue. They often are, and they've certainly been an issue for the Buffalo Sabres this year.
Yeah, there was a stretch where seemed like every few games or so somebody was out and whatnot. And then they started to get healthy. Bit by bit, guys were coming back. And, and most importantly, last week they got Josh Norris back, and, knock on wood, he's been healthy since, the 4 games he's played since he's been back. But now, they got Jason Zucker back in mid-November after he would missed like 2 weeks with a viral illness that he just couldn't shake. And now he got injured last night, and he's going to miss some time. Lindy Ruff told the local radio station this morning. How long that's going to be, we don't know. I guess, Lindy will be asked that in his pregame availability. But they're healthy now, but then again, they lose Zucker, who's an important player for them. And you just hope that no one else starts to get injured.
They're an interesting team in that they're about average in goals, 86 goals. So far, and the average is about 88. They've let in a few more, 103 as opposed to 88. Their power play has been pretty good. They are, I think they're above average in terms of, they've allowed 12, 17 is the average in the NHL. So 5-on-5 is a little bit of an issue. Even strength play appears to be an issue for this team.
Sometimes it can be. For a while, the power play was an issue. The power play has started to find its groove again. It's scored in 4 straight games now. But it's 5-on-5 has been an issue at times, on the road especially. At home, it doesn't seem like as much of an issue. It just, on the road, it's like night and day between this team for home and the road.
Do you get the sense, like, when I mentioned Tuck earlier, he's been in rumors, and obviously they'd like to re-sign the player, and it's not over until the deadline is comes and goes, sort of thing. But just looking at this team idling in the driveway and the talent on the roster, there's enough talent here, and they seem to be able to. Josh Doan is looking like he's helping out, big guy helping out this year. They have talent. Do you think they'll be active at the deadline? I know they have 3 goalies, so probably one of them goes, or at least that's a possibility. Do you see them being active, or are they going to try to sign some of these cats and keep them there?
Well, I guess it'll depend if they're able to get themselves back, stay in the race, not completely be, way out of it by then. If they're way out of it, then yeah, I would imagine we'll see some deals made, but they're not looking for, prospects and whatnot. They're looking for players who can play, or, it's done with the, sure, there's always trades where prospects are coming back, but that's not, they're not simply looking for futures. They're looking for right now or relatively soon.
And that brings me to a couple of questions I have for you from former Oilers. Matt Savoy is starting to really have an impact on a daily basis. He was traded for Ryan McLeod, who appears to be an integral part of the Buffalo Sabres and has been productive since arriving there. How is he playing this year?
It's been a bit slower than last year. He's, got his spurts and whatnot, but he's been a piece that they needed. They needed a solid, speedy two-way forward, and for a while there was a line with him, Zucker, and Jack Quinn, and the three of them were just dynamite together. They were the best line for quite a stretch, and then Lindy changed. Actually, were they together yesterday? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, they were together, and they were playing really, really well for quite a few weeks.
The other player that I wanted to ask you about came over in June with Doan for Patricia, Mike Kesselring. He was a draft pick of the Oilers 2018, and he never played here. He got traded to the Coyotes before he made his NHL debut. But we always look forward to seeing him play because he's emerged as a real NHL player. How has he? I know he's only played 9 games, but how has he looked for them?
I'm trying to remember. The injuries have hampered him. He's out now. Something probably we should get an update. Probably something we'll ask when they come back because it'll have been a few weeks. He was actually going to be skating. He's been skating on his own now for rehab, but he hasn't, like, when he came back from the first injury he had in the preseason training camp, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look like himself, and that's due to missing so much time. So it's been hard to gauge. You can see what's there. There've been moments where you can see why they wanted him and what he can bring and how well he would fit into that defense core, but we haven't been able to see all of it just because he's been limited because of injuries.
Thanks so much for this. Appreciate it. Enjoy the game.
Thanks.
There you go. That's Heather Engel, NHL.com, talking about the Buffalo Sabres. I over the years, I've talked to lots of reporters, beat reporters, folks who follow teams, and that's a tough job. It really is because, you're writing about a team, you're finding out about a team, you're discovering the team, and it's when you're not winning, you're covering folks who are really frustrated and having a tough time. So that's not an easy gig. It's somewhat similar to the years that the Arizona Coyotes were struggling, and when you would call a reporter, then you would be like, asking questions, and they're like, "Yeah, I've answered this before," and it's tough to do, but she did an excellent job. Appreciate it. Wanted to pass this along because I think it's funny. This is on Blue Sky. TSN saying, which single roster decision would you change to give Team Canada the best chance to win? Bruce Arthur, friend of the show, says buying an American goalie, which seems about right? It's not like they're who's got the best goalies now? It's got to be like Finland, Sweden, somebody like that, maybe Russia going into this thing.
I think the Americans have the best goalies, period.
Right now they do, yeah.
If they were playing, Russia would be up there, but obviously we know the situation there. It's really the U.S. and obviously the country which isn't going to be a factor.
I think that's fair. A few years ago, it was Finland, and then the Sweden was pretty strong. But
Finland kind of fell off with Tuukka Rask and Pekarine dropping out. Now, like, they're still good, but they're not as good. Like Canada, I would say, probably has the weakest goaltending of any of the major countries.
it is cyclical, though, right? Like, right now the goaltending isn't strong for Canada, but it will be again. It has been in the past.
You'd assume so. I mean, I like Logan Thompson. I like Darcy Kemper as possibilities for that team. I just don't know. Like, obviously, they're going to be good enough to get it done for you, probably, which with that roster in
Do they
front of them.
have more shutouts than Stuart Skinner?
No.
I'm teasing. I kid. Do we have any idea what the Hi, My Name Is subject is today?
That's not how this works anymore, Tide. If we're doing the 20 questions.
I know, but we just get a slide piece here of some kind of like a little nibble for us?
I'm going to guess. Hold on. It's an athlete.
Yeah, I think like a fair, reasonable clue to give you guys beforehand is gender. Because honestly, you pick the path the whole way 20 times until you get there, or don't. But it would be a little tougher without gender. You could ask that, obviously, but no, it's a male athlete.
Okay.
Now we know.
All right.
So it's not Penny Alexiak. Or Summer McIntosh.
Doper.
Well, now hold on here.
What she did.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly also she's banned.
Well,
no, she is banned. Allegedly she doped.
Well, what else were they banning her for?
Bro, she, honestly, like, respect to her for just like saying whatever. I'll take she for sure doped.
I was going to tease what we're going to do next segment, but I don't know which way to go. Do we want to talk about Trent Frederick's season, or do we want to talk about what the Oilers are going to do at the deadline?
I think that what the Oilers do at the deadline has direct correlation to the team they're playing tonight.
Let's also keep it more positive.
Okay.
Because the Oilers are starting to look like themselves again.
So Trent Frederick it is. All right. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $100.
Ready to rain. No purchase necessary. Ends January 2nd. For full rules, see your GMC dealer or wishandwin.ca/rules.
Game day sauce.
buddy, quit rolling up to the bar and looking like it's grade 9 grad and you're wearing your dad's old work suit. Do yourself a favor and call Game Day Suits.
Game Day Suits is Alberta-based and makes fully customizable, made-to-order suits. Perfect for hockey teams, wedding parties, or even the office crew. Book your free consultation at GameDaySuits.ca.
I'm rocking one right now. I look deadly.
You know they can't see you, right?
Okay, Mr. Announcer, you want to go, tough guy?
Game Day Suits!
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. The city's looking like a ghost town on a moonlit summer night. Raindrops on the windshield, there's a storm moving in. He's heading back from somewhere that he never should have been.
Won't be here.
And the thunder rolls.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Check them out, wolfgmcbuick.com. Another segment where commercials are playing and these jack-o'-lanterns are trying to retire me. It's like an ongoing thing. Do you know how I promoted on my blog today? You know how I promoted the show?
How did you?
Here it goes. On the Lowdown today, it's the Roundtable with the young fellows. I'll be joined by Declan Krueger, Donovan Paulson, and Josh Fenwick in a live radio extravaganza. It's like watching a zebra try to outrun a pack of hyenas, and we don't cut to commercial when I've run out of lungs. It's quite the show. And that's about right.
And
right?
he's absolutely right.
Yeah. We did talk about the Oilers earlier, but we're going to go back to that. They're 2-1-0, 4 points in 3 games. In December, and they won the last game of November. So in the last 4, they've won 3. They've looked good. They've got 31 points in 29 games. There's a chance to make hay here with the Sabres and Red Wings coming to town this week, and then in Toronto on Saturday, followed by the Habs and the Penguins, Bruins, Wild. You hope you get through that road trip, and then you come back to Vegas, and that'll be a big game. And the Flames, is the Flames a guaranteed win?
No.
Or just about a guaranteed win?
They're just about a guaranteed win.
It's as close to a guaranteed win as you could possibly get in the NHL.
I think the Sabres are closer to that because seeing as how the Flames beat the Sabres,
yeah, but
gotta give them a little more credit.
They beat the Sabres and then they did it the night before they played the Oilers. So that's sort of like if you're a Flames fan, cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know,
they beat the Sabres, but are still behind the Sabres.
Yes.
I don't care. They're 7-3 in their last 10.
There's only 3 teams behind the Sabres, by the way.
Yeah. But the Sabres' home record isn't bad.
Also, the Nashville Predators, what a disaster.
Yeah.
Predators in the community.
There are predators everywhere. My God.
They're not good. I'm going to go ahead and say it. They're not good.
They're a debacle.
But they're going to get the number 1 overall pick. Unless the Canucks do.
They better not.
But the thing about the Canucks is they'll have him for 5 years and then he'll get traded because he didn't want to sign.
Like the Pittsburgh Pirates. The NHL.
I remember so well when Trevor Linden said, look, this is not working and here's why. And we got to tear it down. And they said, no, we're not doing this. And inevitably, what you do is you prolong the pain. So they bring in Rutherford and they're here. And now they're going to my God, you cannot trade a franchise player like Hughes, and they're going to.
You have to trade him.
And you're not going to get enough for him. People will hate you forever for it.
Well, you're not going to get enough for it, but you have to trade him. You have no choice. You can't lose him for nothing.
No.
That's what's going to happen.
It's not like you're saying, okay, we're going to keep him because we're so close to no, you're not. You're just bad.
I said it last year. I thought Quinn Hughes, the trading was inevitable, and it looks like it's going to happen. Whether that's in the offseason or leading up to the deadline, he is going to leave. So you have to trade him. I don't know what you're going to get for him, but you better damn well get a better package than you got for JT Miller. You better get a player you can count on to be healthy, unlike Filipino. Like that. I know the JT Miller trade. I mean, Miller's been actually kind of bad this year for the Rangers, but that wasn't a good enough package. They're just. They're an awful franchise.
Yeah, they what they need is they need to go through a rebuild, and they need to like keep some veterans. Like I like the idea of Calgary keeping veterans. I do. I like that. But you can't keep them all, and you do have to rebuild. You just do.
That's also the thing about trading a franchise guys. You're never actually going to get what that guy's worth. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
you just have to bite the bullet.
You always have to bite, and so the fans are always going to be upset. But like, come on, what?
But I will say, look at actually the last couple of franchise guy trades. They've actually turned out pretty well. Like Erik Karlsson to San Jose, that trade worked out fantastically for the Ottawa Senators.
It did. They got a lot.
They got a ton. At the time, it looked awful, but it turned out really, really well. The Jack Eichel trade for Buffalo obviously hasn't. The players they got, good players, but the Sabres as a whole, dumpster fire. So it's not like the trade. If it was any other team, it probably would have worked out pretty well. But because it's the Sabres, hasn't worked out that great. But like you do kind of usually get decent value.
Right.
But you're never going to get the same quality of player. You're just going to get a bunch of really good players who are going to help you make you better, but they probably won't let you win the cup.
Right. Brian Fan, LT, you're better on radio than YouTube. Well, thank you for that. I don't really know what that means, but
it means you have a face for radio.
Well, I mean, that going in, we knew that, right? Like that can't be a shock. How long have we done this?
4 months.
Right. So the bloom's off the rose there. We know that tonight is almost a guaranteed loss for the Oilers. I said earlier, Craig, that the Oilers the rant that is online that people refer to once in a while, it was after a loss to the Sabres. It was in January. But the Oilers, they don't play Buffalo well. Craig Anderson used to come in here and steal their lunch money. And it's not impossible to happen tonight. But I don't think it will because the Oilers are playing really well. And like they rolled 4 lines the other night. All 4 had expected goals over 50%. All 4 played well. I still think Nuge is going to end up a third-line center. But, Skinner played well. The Bouchard-Ekholm pairing had a little wobble late in the game, and Winnipeg scored a couple of goals. But that was a game that was clearly a win long before it was over. I think we'll see the same tonight. But I also understand that the Buffalo Sabres do play well here and have historically, and we have to respect that.
Leon Draisaitl, one of the very few teams that he's under a point a game against in his career.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah. He just saves it all for Nashville. I said this yesterday, if the Oilers play Nashville in these new uniforms, Leon will score 12 points.
Yeah. He will score 7 goals and add on, I would go to 15.
Right.
Like
craziness,
If the Oilers could just play the Nashville Predators and the Seattle Kraken every game, they'd go 82-0.
Yeah, too bad this is the nature of the business.
Ideally, they play Nashville in the semifinal, go through 4-0, and then they got a big leg up on whoever they play in the final. I still don't think the Oilers make the final this year. I don't want to belabor it. I just don't think. I think they're in transition a little bit. I like Savoy a lot. I really do, and I like Roslovic, but I'd rather have Tuck on right wing.
So what don't you believe in this roster?
The goaltending.
Other than the goaltending, because I feel like everybody's answer would be the goaltending.
Number 2 right defenseman and who plays with Nurse.
That's kind of fair, but I would just say, we haven't seen Jake Wallman.
That's true, but Wallman's injury is another concern.
Wallman's injury, absolutely valid to be a concern, but I would just say the defense is going to continue to get better. I look at his team right now, and I'm actually pretty excited if I'm an Oilers fan.
If you could promise me Alex Tuck and a legit right defenseman, second pair guy who has chemistry with Nurse, which is impossible to tell before you get him, and then Skinner and another goalie who's a little better than Skinner, then I think they win the Stanley Cup. I just don't think they can get all those things.
I don't know if you can get all those things, but I also don't think you need all of those things. Like right now, the way that this team looks to me, you figure that Nugent Hopkins is going to go back to being your third line center.
Mm-hmm.
And now to me, Jack Roslovic has to be a top 6 forward. He's not suited to be
No,
a third
he
line.
can't. I'd rather have Savoy
No.
on the third line.
I would rather have Hyman on the third line.
Well,
and then create maybe the
Hyman-
best third line in the NHL.
Hyman would be okay on the third line, but I think that is Savoy going to score enough that you're sure that you want to put Hyman on the third line?
I just look at it and say to myself, why not go and do the Vegas Golden Knights model of when they won, which is that pairs model, right?
Yeah.
Where if you look back to when the Vegas Golden Knights won, you had Brett Howden, who now we look at Brett Howden and say, quality NHL player. But back when they won, Brett Howden was kind of like that random guy who was filling in on Mark Stone's line. He wasn't established. You look at the way the Oilers fill out right now, and I say your pair, in my mind, would be McDavid, Roslovic up on the first line. Maybe they acquire Alex Tuch, maybe they don't. But then I think Vasily Podkolzin and Leon Draisaitl's just simply put a pair now at this point.
And they're good.
And they're great together, and they work together. And then why not make Nugent Hopkins and Hyman a pair? Like, why not create the biggest three-headed monster in the NHL? Why not do the Vegas Golden Knights model? It's worked for them. It's worked for other teams in the past. I think creating three lines where you're going to win every night on those matchups, like, it's almost unbeatable, right? And Hyman, listen, I'm not saying Hyman is a bad player or anything. I'm just simply saying this gives Hyman a little bit more chance, a little bit more leeway to ease back in after the injury. I know he's looked pretty good, but it's a way to win your matchups every single night. And it's a way to create, like, you can't have Roslovic as your third line winger.
No,
you just can't.
You can't.
And you give Matt Savoy that continued chance to grow and grow and grow and see what he can become by the end of the year. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person that likes that, but I love it.
I have one question. Why do you hate Zach Hyman?
I love Zach Hyman.
I don't disagree. And I think, in all honesty, I think that will eventually be Zach Hyman's role as his career continues, because the hands are the first thing to go. And he is, he had an injury. He's coming off an injury. We saw this with Evander Kane. The offense doesn't always come back. It's like Crisco oil, all comes back with one tablespoon. So he's in an age where erosion occurs. And you've got Savoy and you have Roslovic. Roll those three as the top guys, unless you're going to trade for Tuch. Now, the second pairing right side, because, if they have, what I'd love is for Regula or Emberson to emerge as the guy who can play with Nurse. I'm not convinced that's going to happen before the spring.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either.
And Wallman I like, but I don't know if he can stay healthy. And I don't want to be going into a playoff with Wallman or else, because if he gets hurt, or else is going to hurt you.
This is true, 100%. You paid Wallman what you paid him, and you need Wallman to be your productive second pairing defenseman. I look at Wallman as the answer, and like for me, Alec Regula is once it comes down to the nitty gritty, I like Ty Emberson's game better than like Regula's.
I agree with that. I think I might disagree 2 years from now, but Regula is still a guy trying to stay healthy and in the lineup.
He's trying to stay healthy, and he's trying to show what he does well, right? He's still a guy who hasn't established himself. He's still played, in relative to the normal NHL player, he's played basically a handful of games in the league. He's not established himself. I think Ty Emberson has established himself as a steady Eddie, right? He's kind of back there. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes.
And he's also he's improving too. You can do that.
100%.
Yeah,
and he's not making a ton of mistakes. Like, I like Ty Emberson's game. I like the progression that we've seen from last year to this year. Whereas Regula, there's still some progression that needs to happen. I think he needs to maybe get a little bit more confident with the puck at times. There's still some turnovers.
And he's not a physical. He's not like, he's big, but he's not physical.
No, he's not. I think he could take some steps there. I think he could take some steps. I mean, he got absolutely blown by last game, which I don't think a lot of people really talked about, but there's still some work to be done defensively. There's still some work to be done in a couple of areas for Regula, but I don't know, like, there's some potential there with that player. Yeah. We'll see where it leads, but I like the way this team looks right now. And I like the chances of, I'm not going to say they're going to win, but they look like they're in a spot where you're going to have to make some really tough choices come the deadline. And would I be surprised if a couple of these guys are going elsewhere? No, not really.
Yeah, I agree with that. Give me Tuck, Fleury, and a right side defenseman, and I'll endorse.
Give me Tuck and some form of competition for Stuart Skinner, if possible.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
It's not going to be Fleury for me.
Greater Man Jay, why should we get a high dollar defenseman when Nurse is supposed to be a high dollar defenseman? Maybe Nurse goes in trade. The no movement clause expires in the summer of 2027, and then we'll know. Okay. Oh, it's only 1:33.
A lot of time. A lot of time.
Realize that. I looked up, by the way, Alphonso Davies is officially back for Bayern.
Oh,
So,
all right.
if you guys are, do you guys watch soccer on the weekend?
No.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so.
No, but I mean,
there.
I know you guys are a little bit involved in basketball and football and highlight and MME and WWE and some kind of video games. What's the most popular video game for each of you right now?
When's the last time you picked up a video game, Donovan?
Well, I still play video games. Probably MLB The Show.
Okay, that's a good one. Right?
Yep. I buy MLB The Show every year because I quite enjoy it, and I think it's the best sports game.
All right, Josh.
Let's see.
Snakes and Ladders.
No.
Dungeons and Dragons.
That's not a video game. There is one for it. Baldur's Gate 3. That's the last one I played, but I play a lot more
volleyball action?
No, I play like Borderlands. This was a big talking point on Fantasy Frenzy probably 5 months ago.
Duke Nukem. You play Duke Nukem, don't you?
No, they do have a weapon in the game called the Nukem, though.
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty cool.
All right. What about you, young Declan?
NCAA football right now have the Akron Zips as the 4th ranked team in the nation.
All right.
I'm a 5-time national championship head coach in like 15 years. I think I'm into my dynasty now.
Do they have Keith Jackson make it? Let's get her. Oh, dale. Do they have that? Who does the play-by-play?
It's different. Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit for the big games, then
All right.
Jesse Palmer and someone else for the others.
Jesse Palmer, failed Giants quarterback, I believe.
Former star of The Bachelor, actually.
Yikes!
But he was both. He was a football. He was
He was a
correct,
football.
yeah.
He was a football player.
Yeah, I remember when he went to the back. He's a good-looking fella. You know.
You're a good-looking cat.
Yeah, for sure. Would you give up your broadcast career to go on The Bachelor?
Probably.
What's
I
that one?
feel like I'd be able to resume it afterwards.
What was the show you wanted to be on so bad? What was it?
The Amazing Race?
No, it was some kind of goofy one that you talked about it nonstop.
Love Island?
That's it. Love Island. You wanted to be on that.
No.
No,
Yeah.
he just watched it with his girlfriend every week.
Yeah. Well,
and kept tweeting about it.
my recall was he wanted badly to get on there.
I know I'm not good looking enough for that show.
Doesn't have
think
the body for that show either.
I think you're not out there enough. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you got to be a different kind of good looking for that show.
don't you think though that they're all a little?
Most of them,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show,
Like in I've only been single a few years in my life as an adult, but I will tell you that you meet people and you're like, that's a different person. That is a different person for me. And I think everybody like that ends up on one of those shows, you know, which is why I'm really surprised nobody on this panel has been on one of those shows because you're all so different.
Yeah. Well,
I think the common takeaway here is we're all not good enough looking.
Hey,
to be
maybe
on-
that's it. Eh?
we all
Okay,
work
right.
in radio.
Right.
There was a reason.
All right. 136. Are you ready with your punishing declinations? Hi, my name is.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun today.
All right. And we're going 40 questions, right?
20.
There you go. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
He's a winner. Sweet. She's a winner too. Right. Everyone's a winner during Wish and Win at Wolf GMC Buick. Every single customer is guaranteed at least a $500 bonus with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. At Wolf GMC Buick, we also have 0% financing up to 84 months on most of our popular SUVs and trucks. And we're clearing out remaining 25s, including cash discounts up to $10,000 on a great selection of Sierra HDs. 90 seconds east of the Henday. Wolf GMC Buick, where everyone wins.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake. But it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But like this, you can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day, and see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Carrion weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's Sports Leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
'Tis the season for Sally. Sally Sports Bar and Lounge. Take a break from the holiday hustle and bustle. Cheer on your favorite team and ask about the daily game night food and drink features. Plus, there's tons of TVs and Oilers watch parties this December and all season long. Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Check it out.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Breaking down the fine art of sports, one rep at a time. The Lowdown with Lowetide. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
This is the Lowdown on Sports 1440, 139. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's time for Declinations, brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca, article, podcasts, and more breaking down the green and gold, including the draft this year. The most in-depth Double E football coverage online, elksnation.ca. And with that, we begin. I'm just reading a text here. It's nothing. Okay, go for it.
All right. First question. Does this player play in one of the big 4 sports leagues?
I want you to think about how you phrased that.
NFL, CFL.
No. Think about how you phrased the question.
Does this athlete play in one of the big 4 sports leagues?
No.
Okay, so it's not NHL,
well,
NBA,
hold on.
NFL.
You said think about the way you phrase it. He might be retired and would have played.
Oh, so now we're parsing words.
This is what you gotta.
So now I think you take the shot on, is he retired?
Is he an active player?
No.
Okay. So did he play? Now we're 3 questions in now.
Yeah.
Is he now, or has he ever been a member of the Communist Party? No, I'm teasing. That's not a question. When he played, was it in North America in one of the big sports?
Yes.
Okay, we're 2 questions in.
3 questions.
So just shut it.
Because here's the thing. Listen, if I'd answered yes to the first question, you guys would have just gone at it as an active player and then got pissed at me when I said he was retired at the end.
All right, so we've got it's one of the 4 major ones. He's retired.
Let's just narrow it down to, do we want to just does this guy play on a field and cut out, see if hockey,
that's a good idea. Yeah, okay.
It's a good question.
Do we like that?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Does this gentleman, did he play on a field?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so it's hockey or baseball. Or hockey or basketball, excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, he may not know a field as baseball. I thought it was
No, I feel like he definitely would know that. What? So is this guy a former NBA player?
No.
So NHL.
Okay.
Okay.
It took us way too long to get there, but we're there.
We're 3 questions in. It's not that bad.
5.
We stumbled and bumbled that badly. We're going to have a meeting.
Yes, we are.
We're going to have to figure out the best way to do this from now
we
on.
agree it's a hockey player?
We agree it's a retired hockey player.
Okay. Did they win a Stanley Cup?
Yes.
That was my question. Has this player won any other hardware?
Yes.
Is this player a member of the Hall of Fame?
I'm gonna. I have to assume. I have to assume the answer is yes, but I'm gonna check and I'll get back to you guys.
That's a good question because mine was going to be: is this player retired for 5 years or more? And that's the same question because if he's in the Hall of Fame, then
Yeah, he. I mean, I knew the answer was yes. Yeah, it's yes.
Okay.
Was this player's primary team in the Western Conference?
No.
Was this player a defenseman?
Yes.
How many questions are we at?
9. But you're pacing really well.
Did he play on an? Hold on, Ty. Did he play on an original 6 team? Is that what our next question should be? I'm getting a sneaking Bobby Orr suspicion.
I'm
here.
getting a sneaky Nick Lidstrom suspicion.
Okay, so did he play on an original 6 team?
No.
Okay.
Damn.
So, damn. So it could be.
He won a cup, so that already had knocked out the Leafs. So we really only knocking out 5 teams.
So it could be like, it's a defenseman, famous defenseman.
Yeah, he's one
Hall of Fame defenseman.
Okay, so and not in the
one hardware.
Did we say it was in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah.
So
his primary team.
Okay, so Letang isn't retired yet.
Nope.
Pittsburgh had, like Coffey and others, but I don't know about them being at that level. Philadelphia, I don't know if they've had a Hall of Fame defenseman, not during their golden era. Carolina had Wesley.
I doubt it would be a Hurricane.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a Blue Jacket.
No.
Definitely not.
St. Louis Blues. They had Chris Pronger, but
they're
he
West.
played in Edmonton. Yeah. Ottawa. Redden didn't make the Hall of Fame. Islanders had Potvin.
I don't think we take the shot yet.
No, but let's put him on.
That's a good one. Put him on
the
the.
hook.
Did they play further north? Like, did this player play further north?
Well, did this player play his entire career on one team?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, that's a great question.
Did this player play his entire career on one team?
No.
Okay. I hate you.
You guys are pacing really well.
10 questions in.
What do we think
11.
of? Did this player play in a state or province with another NHL team in it?
Well, that's a good question.
Because then that would set up nicely for a couple different. Did this player play in a state or province with another team in it?
No.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So
the state
Islanders,
of New York's dead.
Rangers out. Lightning and
Panthers
are out.
Leafs and Sens obviously out.
Yeah. But yeah. I guess you're right because we still had to knock off the Sens.
Yep. So they're
What
out.
about the Devils?
Well,
New Jersey is its own state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
Could be a Devil. It could be Niedermeyer.
It could be Niedermeyer.
He didn't play his whole career.
He went to the Ducks.
He did win the Stanley Cup, and he is in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Brandon Douglas's favorite player of all time. Was this player ever traded to the Ducks?
No.
Damn it all. Hate, anger, rage. That's 12 questions.
13.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, no more questions till we agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you guys are good caveat.
Okay, so Devils.
Scott Stevens? Niedermeyer. Danico didn't make the Hall of Fame.
No.
What about Rafalski? Did he make the Hall of Fame?
Not off memory.
Shoot.
But Rafalski was also a Red Wing, right?
He did play for more than one team, and he did win the Stanley Cup.
He was not. He did not. This was already asked, right? But
this player did not play.
He did not play
in
an original 16.
Right. So that he can. We don't count.
So
is it? Who else could? What other team could it be?
So it could be. Like, it's obviously not Columbus. It's obviously, like, it could be. Like, there's no.
And we're sure it's not a Kane.
Well, Wesley was the only one I could. Oh well. He didn't have to play his whole career there.
So it could be Jersey. It's not going to be Columbus. I doubt it's Carolina.
No, Sandis, Ojelin. I can't think of any Coffee played there, but
God, I'm stuck on. I feel like it's probably. I feel like it's a Devil.
Okay, but let's name the Hall of Fame. Rafalski, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Niedermeyer, Scott Stevens. Who are we missing?
Should we ask the question if this player played past 2000?
So let's just review for a second. Mm-hmm. It's not an original 6 team. It's an Eastern Conference team.
Yep. Doesn't have another team in the same state or province.
Damn it, this is hard.
This is hard.
It could like it's not on a Thrasher because then we'll just have to go over and beat him up.
Yes, we'll have to. Declan will be seen in the bike racks.
Fair. Bad day for you three, but it's fair.
It's not Buffalo because it's in New York.
Exactly. So Sabres, Islanders, and Rangers all out.
Flyers and Penguins are out.
Yep.
Panthers and Lightning are out. Sens are also out because they're in with Toronto.
Right.
Sens,
Detroit's
Leafs,
out
and Habs
it's
all
West,
out.
and it's original 6.
Detroit's gone.
Are we missing a team here, boys?
I feel like we are.
We definitely are. And we're doing this, obviously, with no help of any computer.
No, I got nothing.
It's either a Devil or a Kane, guys.
No, but are we missing a team? Let's identify any team.
Capitals?
The Capitals. Well, it could be Larry Murphy played there. Scott Stevens played there.
But Larry Murphy also played for the Red Wings.
Yes.
So it can't
Scott
be Larry
Stevens
Murphy.
played West. He played for New Jersey, though.
It could be Scott Stevens.
Yeah, it could be Scott Stevens.
We didn't say that he couldn't have played out West. He was just primarily out East.
So Scott Stevens is, who did we put on the rung first?
Potvin. But Potvin's out.
But Potvin's out. So let's put Scott Stevens there.
Scott Stevens there.
Right. Okay.
He's the clubhouse leader.
Well, that's interesting. That to me is interesting. Washington.
I hate to hurry along the game.
We do definitely have to.
We definitely
got.
Did he play for the Washington Capitals?
Yes.
Do you want to just take the shot?
Yep. Go.
Is it Scott Stevens?
Your name is Scott Stevens.
Good work,
There we
everybody.
go. I
Great
think we
job,
did a good
guys.
job, except
Great
that
job.
2 things happened. Number 1, we did early spend too many questions.
Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We got there with plenty of questions to go. 7 to be exact.
And I just want to compliment the moderator for not choosing some guy nobody'd ever heard of.
Of course. With this way, I think you have
Nikita
to do
Nikushkin?
it. This way, you have to do it a little bit more general. Like when you're giving clues about a player and the controls in your hands, you can be a bit more specific. When the onus is on others, I think, you got to be a little bit more general. Also, shout out Kevin, Leonardo, Plumber Chris, and Red. They all got it on the text line. Shout out you guys.
Very nice.
Good job, guys.
Lots of. I feel like we had some great questions and some really bad questions.
Yeah,
Honestly,
think, but that's, part of the drill, I guess.
I thought all your guys' questions were good. Every single question you asked, it felt like to me narrowed it down a little closer.
I guess I felt a little panicked that we were going through questions so much. Like it seemed to me we were darting ahead of the question model. We were like at 11 before we knew anything, but as it turned out, it worked out well.
I feel like that does this, the team in the same state or province.
helped.
I feel like that's a good one.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah. I also think at some point in time, if we get stuck or frustrated, we can ask, why do you have to be this way of Declan?
Yes, exactly.
Something like that.
Especially if he was to give us like a Hartford Whaler.
In the game of our own creation.
Or
in the situation of our own creation,
Atlanta
really.
Thrasher.
The one that I kept not mentioning, but I was trying to mention because he did play for Hartford. He was drafted by them, was Chris Pronger. But he played, I think they'd have to say, played primarily out with St. Louis, Edmonton, and Anaheim. So it would be the West, right?
Yeah, he would have been primarily West.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Deck.
Hey.
Good job by you, buddy.
You know, and the good thing about it is, because I've been in broadcasting for 45 years, I always know that if it's short, I'll have a lot planned. I've closed up my computer.
What a shocker.
Ordinarily, this takes a little longer. So let's review, shall we, the big important points of today that we've talked about. The Oilers are playing Buffalo tonight. They should win, but Buffalo can kind of play them tough. It looks like a 70-year-old guy is going to play quarterback for the Baltimore Colts. 44, but it's going to be there. I'm sorry, Indianapolis Colts. Fajardo is signed with Edmonton, and the new schedule's out, and I think there's 5 Saturdays.
Yes. 3 with 7 o'clock kickoffs, 1 with a 5, 1 with a 2, something like that.
If the Saturdays are on in July or August, everybody with a child is going to be mad as hell because they're like weekends are a little wicked to get there Saturday.
August long weekend, they play Saskatchewan at 5. That'll be a heck of a fun time.
A lot of people will be at the lake.
A lot of people not with much else to do in Saskatchewan except come in for that game, though.
Yeah, but you know what? It gets irritating when half the crowd is wearing the other green.
Not for me.
Yeah, of course it. Sure. All right.
I'm kidding. Saskatchewan got this one. Else get the next 5.
Okay, that sounds like something he had prepared, like a statement. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Kevin McCurdy will be our guest tomorrow. We'll talk about the Buffalo Sabres and the game that's going on tonight. Thanks so much for tuning into the Lowdown. Jason Gregor is on the way next. Please enjoy your day.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by meals.loca.ca. Dinner just got a whole lot easier and tastier. Head to meals.loca.ca, select the number of chef-crafted meals you'd like.